Alrighty, this may or may not sound a little bit different, and it's actually because I'm not recording this on my laptop. I may or may not have left it at work, and so I'm trying out, how possible is it for me to do this on my iPad? I'm still recording with the same microphone, doing the same thing, but I guess I'm just trying something new, and maybe I could see this as a test on whether or not I could make my setup a little bit more mobile. I don't know. That's what we're here to find out. So I hope it sounds good. I hope you enjoy. I hope it doesn't sound like super grainy or your ears are scraping. I don't know. Whatever. So here we are. Another day passed. I'm definitely feeling a much better day, or I've had a much better day than I did yesterday. I ended up sleeping for about 10 and a half hours. Yeah, I was in bed from 10 p.m. to 11 a.m., right? And I had some moments waking up throughout the night, but my Whoop app told me that, hey, you slept for 10 and a half hours. Good job. I definitely felt it this morning. I was right back at it. And just grateful for a lot of things. Grateful that I have people in my life. Even if I'm feeling lonely and I'm isolating myself, I know that there's people around me that care. And when I really keep my eyes open and put myself out there in a way that's real to who I am and not trying to impress anyone or get anyone to like me, there are those that want to be around. And I spent a great night tonight just hanging out with some friends after work. Just sitting around, laughing, climbing. And I'm just so glad that I chose to stay, really. I'm so happy that I made the choice to do what's best for me. When I really think about it, there's a lot of people that I love and I care about. And I was thinking about friends earlier today. This idea of friendship and how, maybe I can take a little bit of time to learn about other people and their views on friendship. I admit, a lot of this stuff doesn't come naturally to me. It doesn't come easy. Maybe it's not supposed to, or maybe it is, but either way, my reality is my reality, and if I want to get better, I need to be aware and, try to be better, try to learn. So when I was thinking about friends and friendship, I was wondering, hey, you know what? What do other people see as good qualities or good actions in a good friend, right? And I have a lot of different friends in a lot of different circles. They're in a lot of different stages of life, and I know to each of them, friendship looks a little bit different. What's most important to them looks a little bit different. I wonder for you, if you had to take, the top 5 to 10 people in your life that you find most important, could you accurately guess what they find most important in a good friend, right? Or maybe that relationship's a little different for you. Maybe it's a good cousin or a good brother, good sister. I'm thinking of my family as well when I'm making my list. Because at the end of the day, even if I'm a niece, a nephew, or an aunt, an uncle, brother, sister, son, friend, neighbor, coworker, I want to treat other people as a friend. I want to treat them friendly. I want to make sure that we're feeling connected. And so I was just wondering, hey, you know what? These people that are most important to me, what do they think a good friend does? How many of those things do I already do? Or how many of those things could I start to do or do more often, in order to be a better friend? Maybe I start doing those things and then that person discovers, hey, you know what? There's actually this other thing that I value. The point being, I kind of want to do this survey where I just ask people in my life, you know what? What's most important to you? How could I show up better in your life? Because I truly do value you. I truly do care about you. And I want to help you out. I want to be there for you. I have this belief that when I'm in a romantic relationship, that person is going to become the most important person in my life. I truly believe that in order to have a happy relationship and therefore a happy life, you need to put that person above everything. And that's not to say that they're on a pedestal. That's not to say they're perfect. No. It's to say that the relationship itself is the most important thing to you to work on, to grow. I have many, many reasons for this way of thinking, which I could explain anytime. But the point is, I want to treat someone and their needs as extremely important, in the same way that in my dream relationship, that person is doing the same for me. It's not one-sided. It's a two-way street. And when I was thinking about friends and friendships, I was wondering, hey, you know what? I'm not in a romantic relationship right now. So why don't I start treating the relationships that I have now, the friendships I have now, as extremely important? And that's not to say I meet every single one of their needs or they meet all of mine. But I can start asking, you know what? What are their needs? How do they want their needs met? Like I said, I don't have to meet them all, but what if I showed up a little bit differently, but in a way that they saw as directly meeting their needs? If I did something like that, would the relationship grow? Would the friendship grow? Or would it start to weaken? I also truly believe that, we're all always either growing or dying, right? Everything in the universe is either growing or dying. Nothing stays stagnant. So if a relationship isn't being nurtured, isn't being fed, isn't growing, then it's slowly dying. And it might be dying so slowly that you don't even notice it and you think it's staying still. But how long can that happen before it's been too long? Right? I think there's a fine line between this whole growing and dying thing. And in my eyes, the best thing you could do is just overtly grow everything that you care about. Everything. Whatever you don't focus on, your energy won't go to. And if energy doesn't go to the things that are most important to you, then they will start fading away. I know that's really deep, and it's all just about friendships for today. But I guess that's just where my mind goes. And one day I'd love to meet someone that loves to be playful, loves to be goofy, but is also capable of joining me on these adventures of my mind. They don't always have to follow me there, but every once in a while, if they could keep up, it would mean the world to me. Maybe that's one thing that I see within a good friendship. I know I can do the small talk. I know I could have fun and be playful and banter around. But I also like to go deep, especially emotionally. Can you match me? Can you match that effort and that desire? We'll just come to find out. So I'll keep this short here to test out if all of this was even recorded. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, rest of your week, rest of your weekend, whenever you're listening to this. Just remember to always fill up with the love, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.